watching senior Brooke Griswold finish her warm-up pitches as I have the rematch. Proctor taking on West Rutland, a softball action on Munger Vision. It's the feature presentation, and Proctor winning the first game in Proctor, 7-5, I believe was the score. And besides Griswold out there, there's going to be Tony Girardi. She'll be doing the catching today. As Amanda Hart, the usual catcher, is out with an injury. Haley Dow will start at first base. Caroline Woods at second. Katie Lincoln's your shortstop. Caitlin Bania is at third. And I'll do the outfield in just a second, but I'll tell you that Gabby Gustamaccio coming to the plate. My apologies to Gabby. For years, when I did grade school, middle school basketball, and she played for Proctor, strike called, I called her Gustamaccio. And I got pretty cocky thinking I had that big name down, and it's a lot of words and letters and syllables in it, but it's Gustamaccio. So I apologize for not getting that right for the many, many years, as that will be fake caught by Paul Dunches, the head coach over there for West Rutland. In the outfield, Christina Harrington is the left fielder. Kayleen Eddings in center field, and Johanna Lee is the right fielder. She's also a pitcher here for West Rutland. And the key to West Rutland's success is for the pitchers, whoever's pitching, not to beat themselves with walks. When they've had bad games, West Rutland as a team, if you look, they beat themselves with multiple double digits of walks and errors in the field. And I'm hoping just for a good competitive ball game. It's an old-fashioned rivalry between these two schools. And it's a windy day, so I do believe that will come into play as a good eye right there by Gustamaccio. Leading things off for Proctor here. You're watching Munger Vision on PEGTV, Channel 15 Sports. And she helped her out going after that one. And Bania at third base will make the grab. You can see the wind whipping around. I want to just show you the flag. And that's relatively calm right now. So leadoff batter Gustamaccio is a pop out to third base, put out for Bania. And that will bring up Michaela McCormick now. Last time we saw West Rutland on Channel 15 on Munger Vision, they were, sorry about that, they were defeating Rochester. There is a bunt that'll be fielded by Griswold, throw to first, and it's going to be, she'll be safe. And that's a live ball, and of course McCormick with that outstanding speed will easily get into second base. So you know how I feel about small ball. Absolutely love it. Absolutely believe that's a great strategy right there. Now senior Jen Connell up. Well, I believe she's a senior. Remember doing Seniors Day in soccer, and I believe she was a senior then. And that's going to be a shot down to Wood. She'll throw to first, and there's the second out. The runner does get over to third base. That's important, even with two down, because tell you what, I walked that infield before the game, and it is one rough infield. Now Megan Carter up, the cleanup batter. Right where you want her. She's got a runner in scoring position, and you got a big bat at the plate. And that will be a ball. And so Allworth, of course, great speed over at third base too. And McCormick, wild pitch, pass ball in air. She can get home. Of course, base hit. That will be too low for a ball. And on deck behind Carter is Courtney Ethier. She'll be the first baseman for Proctor, as it's the Phantoms at the plate and those burgundy or maroon uniforms. West Rutland on their home field in those green and gold. And that called a ball. It is sunny out, very cloudy around us. That can disappear quickly, as we know in Vermont. Always a threat of rain, but today it'll be the wind that will wreak havoc with these pop-ups. And that'll be ball four. Now put runners at first and third. As Carter with good speed will go down to first base. Now Ethier up. And you know what? I was right in my book, and I lost the game, and it's going to be thrown around, and the run will score. And I can't tell you how, because I was looking down, filling out my scorebook, but you can see the aftermath as Carter goes to third base. Now Ethier up with West Rutland trailing 1-0. I apologize for that, but I don't. I run the camera, I call the game, and I do my book. You're lucky it comes out as good as it does, and Griswold out of the circle. Fakes a few throws, pump fakes over to third base, I'm sorry. There is nobody at first. I don't know why she would do that. And that is going to be out of play. Yes, it will. Again, a pitch up out of the strike zone, and Ethier jumping on it and falling it out of play. Every Saturday, starting at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you can turn on Channel 15 and watch local sports. They'll go from 4 in the afternoon to 8 a.m. Sunday morning. And that's going to be a good stop by Girardi, as she's very agile and athletic back there. She slid inside and knocked the ball down enough so that the runner could not try to advance from third base. And should tell you, Taylor Trombley will be the pitcher for Proctor when they come out in the field defensively. They have that 1-0 lead, and Griswold took a little off the pitch, and it floated high and outside on her. That outfield shaded a tad bit toward right field. And I think playing just about the right depth right there. That's off the fist. Banya wisely stayed back on it, let the ball go foul. So that'll just be a strike by Ethier on the foul ball, and that will send Carter back to third base. So Griswold trying to get out of this inning with just that one run allowed. Got 2 strikes on Ethier. And that's going to be Lincoln. She'll get position, set the feet, and get the throw. But Proctor will score an unearned run. They'll have the 1-0 lead after a half inning of play on Munger Vision. Last time we saw Taylor Trombley on Munger Vision, she was defeating Long Trail School and did a nice job pitching. Today, she's looking at this order for West Rutland. She's going to have Tony Girardi, Caroline Wood, Brooke Griswold, and Christina Harrington, the top 4, due up for West Rutland. Trombley tells me she throws a fastball and a changeup, and that fastball right there paints the outside corner on a beautiful pitch for strike 1. I shall set the defense for you in just a second, but I can tell you that Gus DiMaggio is down at third base. And again, I apologize for saying that wrong all these years. And that will go foul, and that'll be picked up by Gus DiMaggio. Well, obviously, let's start there. She's at third base. Gus DiMaggio is Jen Connell's at short. Nicole Volek is at second base. Courtney Ethier is at first. Megan Carter behind the plate. We've already mentioned Trombley's in the circle. And I'll set the outfield after this pitch from Trombley to Girardi. And that will just be a ball as it slipped out of her hand, and it happens. Erin Keefe is the right fielder. Michaela McCormick's in center field. Christina Campo is the left fielder. And you're up to date on the defensive alignment. And I'll be stretched outside for a ball. Now, Girardi, in the games that I've done this year for West Rutland, I've covered for him, has had excellent success in dropping bunts down. Third baseman's even with the bag. Gus DiMaggio has be a perfect time to drop a bunt down with that speed she's got. And she will take the bat to its fullest limit, foul the ball off the end of it, and be down in the count now. And again, that wind blowing at times around 25 miles an hour from third base to first is the direction of the wind, and we shall see if Girardi missed a sign, but Coach Dunch is wanting a chat with his leadoff batter, junior Tony Girardi. 2-2 count, and I know people say you don't bunt with 2 strikes, but in softball, you certainly, same effect, you foul it off, you're gone, but I'm just saying, you no reason not to expect the unexpected, and it's going to be a full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Just Trombley's been living on an outside edge here. She's kind of got to find her groove or rhythm here, and she'll drop that in there. It's going to be driven up the middle, and base hit for Girardi with a 3-2 count. She got a high fastball and drove it up the middle of the field. Nice piece of hitting by Girardi. Well, you know how I feel about standing at first base for a long time. Running game, bunting them running, big thing in softball. See if they want to start Girardi. She is going, and throw coming down. Connell will apply the tag, but late. It was a good throw by Carter, who's got one of the stronger arms, and more stronger, accurate arms in the state of Vermont in the softball position, but that will be a stolen base. Wood. Going to be interesting because I make observations too much on air, and I do that in regular life too, not just sports. But in a lot of Division I softball, when I was allowed to cover Rutland softball. You see how much coverage I get now that I got booted out of there, huh? You don't see them at all on TV. Good job up there, guys. But in a lot of times, Division I, you would see a bunt now with nobody out. Moves the runner to third, puts the runner at third with 1 out, gives you a lot more options to get that run in. You don't see a lot of that at the Division III-IV level. I don't know if it's just coincidence in the games I cover, or if that's just the runs come easier at this level. I don't know, but I mean, I honestly think that's an observation. Let's got some merit to it, at least from my point of view, because I cover a lot of games. And that will be a walk, and Wood will go down to first base. Now bring up Brooke Griswold. Now Griswold's been kind of like the glue here of the team so far this year. She's played shortstop when Lincoln was not available, when she was on vacation. She's played center field very well. She has pitched very well, and she's hit the ball very well. So she's having a very good senior campaign here, Brooke Griswold is. Of course, part of that championship team, Carl Sereni's basketball team, and it's a swing and a miss, so she was going for the fences on that one. Now, in the game that I did out in Proctor, and at their beautiful softball facility out there, Trombley was very good as far as being in control, not falling behind the count, not issuing a lot of walks. And the umpire telling him that they want to know where that pitch was, and he said high. Griswold awaits the pitch, and that'll be high and outside again. Runners at first and second, nobody down for West Rutland. We're in the bottom of the first. Proctor picking up a run in the top of the first. Obviously, they lead then 1-0. You're watching Jerry Munger Vision. Whether you like it or not. Oh, and Griswold can't get a break on that one, and that's a great pitch right there, and that's the first strikeout of the game for Trombley, and also the first out of the inning, and that was a big one to get. Now Christina Harrington up. Good stop behind the plate by Carter. Like I said, Carter, an outstanding catcher. Well, just a good athlete, whether it's soccer or basketball or... Now, the game I did in Proctor when they played Long Trail School, she wasn't catching. They had LeBlanc catching, and LeBlanc did a great job, but they had Carter, I think, at third base, actually, and she did an excellent job there. So that's going to get the runners to third, and they'll take the force out, the throw coming home, and good job of holding the runner up. So first and third with 2 down now. That was a nice play at third base by Volek. And Lincoln up, and then just like earlier talking about having Carter up for Proctor at a key moment, Lincoln, same type of player, up at a key moment with a runner at third and 2 down. She's a good contact hitter. She always gets the bat on the ball, and the umpire says that pitch a tad bit too far outside for his liking, and that'll be a 1-ball, no strike count. So West Rutland looking to get the tie here in the bottom of the first, and again, nice job Carter scooping it up as that pitch was obviously low as it bowled across the plate. I covered some Proctor softball many years ago when Susanna Rayan was the pitcher. That's a deep drive, and foul. I got caught up in that wind. That's what kept it from going foul even more. Again, that strong breeze blowing from third base to first base. And so Lincoln, with good contact but a foul ball, will watch the changeup float high and then be called a ball. Griswold struck out. That's the only strikeout so far in the game for Trombley. And that'll be ball 4, and that will load the bases up for West Rutland. And Johanna Lee up. And Lee, she's done a nice job of making contact all year, and that's what you want to do right now. Actually, every player wants to hit a grand slam right now in this situation, but you really want as a coach is put the bat on the ball. Don't swing at things out of the strike zone. Make that defense make a play. Give yourself a chance to get that run in. So at 2 down, West Rutland's got the bases juiced here in the bottom of the first. Now Trombley, in the game that I did in Proctor against Long Trail, just ate up that outside corner all day. Right now she's kind of nibbling, trying to find exactly how far out that strike zone is. That's in play, that's deep in the hole, and that's through the hole, and they're going to score the second run coming in. Harrington will come in with a 2-1 lead now for West Rutland, as it's a single by Johanna Lee, and she'll drive in 2, and Girardi will score. Harrington will score. Lincoln will stop at third, and Lee went to second on the throw. So Caitlin Bania up, and West Rutland able to come back and get a couple runs so far here in the bottom of the first, and still a chance to do some more damage as 2 on, 2 out. Haley Dow on deck as Bania obviously stepping in from the right side, and good eye there. And that's going to allow the run to score as Carter had the ball go off her shin guard. could not locate the ball, and would have been almost impossible to get Lincoln speeding home. So that will be a wild pitch. Lee will go to third. And Albania, same deal. She wants to make contact, make that defense make a play. Big swing on a, well, she said she didn't throw a rise ball, but that fastball had some rising powers to it. And Albania liked it, and she just couldn't quite get around on it quick enough. There's the changeup, no call on it. It'll be a ball. Tell you what, she threw that in a great spot in the count, though. After that last fastball, high fastball. And she will get 2 strikeouts. Oh, no. That's just strike 2. I lost track of the count. So 2 strikes now. Bania will bear down, try to get the bat on the ball. And will they appeal? Did she say she went, ooh? And that will be ball 4. That was very close to being a strikeout. So Haley Dow becomes the 8th West Rutland batter to come to the plate. And when Trombley's missed, she's not missed by much. So it's not like she's just crazy wild all over the place. She's right on the edge. Well, that was called a strike, and that's where she was getting a lot of strikes called in the game against Long Trail in Proctor. And that time she just overpowered Dow as that pitch came in a little bit off the corner from the last pitch, but had more velocity on it, and she's quickly up 0-2 in the count. 3-1 West Rutland, bottom of the first over Proctor. And that will not allow a run to score. It will let the runner go down to second base on the wild pitch. And so Dow, who's the first baseman today, awaits the offering and gets strike 3. So she'll strike 2 out. 3 runs will come in. We'll go to the top of the second. 3-1 West Rutland on Munger Vision. Griswold on the top of the second. She'll be looking at Aaron Keefe, Nicole Volek, and Kelsey LeBlanc will be batting for the pitcher today. She's the flex player. Proctor able to pick up that 1 run in the top of the first. Keefe stepping in from the right side. Good athlete, good contact hitter. And that will drop in there for, I believe he called a strike. I didn't see his arm raise or drop, but I believe, in my book, that was a strike. We'll go with it, see what happens. Took a little something off that pitch, and swinging over the top of it was Keefe. So 0-2 the count, and I'll reestablish that defense out there for you for West Rutland after this pitch. Fouled off, stays alive, 0-2 still the count. Girardi is the catcher today. Dow is at first, Wood at second, Lincoln's the shortstop, Bania at third, Harrington, Eddings, and Lee the outfield. Griswold in the circle. That is a foul ball. Put back in the plate of Griswold. So West Rutland able to respond after being down at 1-0 for the half inning. Yeah, Griswold, I'm not sure if that's, would you call that a true changeup? She threw it like a changeup, trying to slowly set the ball in there. Her arm motion wasn't the same, arm speed. And that just missed inside. A good eye by Keefe on a pitch that just missed the inside corner. And that's going to be to Wood. Again, she's been very solid at second base defensively this season so far for West Rutland. And she will get an assist on that. She throws over to the first baseman, Haley Dow, to get the first out. Now Nicole Volek up. She'll step back on that pitch as it again came inside. Bania about 4 steps in off the bag at third. Griswold this time will hold the ball a tad bit too long on the release point. And Griswold, I was told, has had no formal training, has not worked with a pitching coach. And tell you what, she does a very good job for not. That softball pitching, fast pitch, that's a tough thing to get down, and to have no coaches working with you, like a Dick Celo or a Bill Only. says it meant a lot about her just athletic ability. So Griswold, that'll be popped up, and Dow going back and can't make the play. It'll be a foul ball, and she got a late start on the foul ball, and it just looked kind of iffy when she was going after it. And the sun is out, and the sun is bright, but the sun is at her back, so that wouldn't affect her there. And there's Griswold nailing that outside corner for her first strikeout of the ballgame. Now, she's not a big strikeout pitcher, but in that win over Rochester here, she had strikeouts at big times. She only had 6 in the ballgame, but they came at immensely large times. Now LeBlanc up, Kelsey LeBlanc. That one will float up and inside. LeBlanc up there with 2 down and nobody on, and no time like the present with 2 outs to get something happening. Has not been a lot of small balls so far. I know we're only in the 2nd inning. That time that pitch has like a screwball action to it. That tailed down and inside to the right-hander. Called a strike. Evens the count out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, and again, you can go to that website, PEGTV.com, click video on demand, and you can watch local sports, mostly my stuff, anytime, anywhere. So Griswold looking for a 1-2-3 inning. LeBlanc down in the count, a couple strikes. Is set. Griswold looks at the target, high and inside. She definitely got it high, but it wasn't quite inside, and the umpire just stepped aside, and that'll be a 2-2 count now. Yeah, Rochester game, West Rutland had an 8-1 lead in it. Rochester came back to take a 9-8 lead in the 7th, and then West Rutland's Caroline Wood with the game-winning hit at the bottom of the 7th, and boy, West Rutland really needed that victory. So now a full count, I do believe, on LeBlanc. And she will swing through it. That'll be a strikeout, and yeah, I was waiting to see. Now he'll call her out. Yeah, see, it was a drop third strike, and she didn't go to first base, and they didn't throw to first base. Once she stepped out of play, she was gone. And that's the way the inning ends. We'll go to the bottom of the 2nd, 3-1 West Rutland. Taylor Trombley in the circle faced 8 batters in that first inning, surrendered 3 runs. Johanna Lee with the big hit. She had a single that drove in 2 of those 3 runs. And now Kayleen Eddings up, and that'll be ball 1 from Trombley. Like I said, she had a couple of walks that hurt her, but the walks, she wasn't extremely wild at all. She was real close to nailing the outside corner, so it wasn't like they had to call the fire department. There's not a big problem right now. She's got to find the strike zone a little bit inside off that corner is what she needs to do. That'll be a ball. On deck, top of the order, in Girardi. And then Caroline Wood. That's the 3 due up here as Eddings will, again with that good eye watch, Trombley try to go outside corner and miss again. Megan Carter, she is the catcher behind the dish today. Courtney Ethiers at first base. Nicole Bollocks at second. Jen Connell is at shortstop. And Gabby Gustamaccio is at third base. That pitch called a strike. Campo, McCormick, and Keefe, the outfield for Proctor. I already mentioned Trombley in the circle. And that will be yet another walk, and she's pretty stubborn about staying on the outside corner. Now Girardi up. She had a 2-strike single. She had a full count, actually. Got a single up the hole at second, through the hole at second, and see what West Rutland wants to do as far as cranking up the heat on the bases. Well, they don't have to worry about it now on that wild pitch. You can see that Eddings will easily advance down to second base. So Trombley just having a little problem today getting comfortable, even though we're only in the 2nd inning. So Trombley with a look inside. There's the windup, and that is a live ball. Carter, will she flip the first? Nope. She just ate the ball. It's just one of those things where the ball was hit at the right pace in the right place, and not much anybody could do about it. The runner, Eddings, does go to third base, and Girardi will have an infield single, unofficially in my book. Now Caroline Wood up. Wood walked back in the first inning as West Rutland already threw the order once. runner off and gone, and there'll be no throw down from Carter, and I like to see teams do that. Run those bases. Don't let moss grow on a base. Run them. Again, Trombley missing pretty much consistently in the same spot outside. Still right-handed batters. And that's going to be foul. Keefe will retrieve it on that little bank down the first baseline. And that's, well, in fair territory, that's where Wood had her game-winning single in the bottom of the 7th against Rochester to right field. So a 2-2 count, and a runner's at second and third. And again, she'll spank the ball foul down the first baseline. Now, whether by design or not, she seems to be an opposite field hitter. Trombley with 2 strikeouts in the ballgame so far. Would love to get a third one right here. On deck will be Griswold, Harrington, then Lincoln. And there is strike 3 looking on the knee for the first out of this second inning. Brooke Griswold up. She took strike 3 looking. And is Trombley able to rack up her third strikeout. Again, second and third. And that, even though she said she didn't throw a rise ball, that was a rise ball. It was a fastball that rose, so that'll be a ball. And not missing by much. And Carter with an awkward catch. I don't know if she did not pick the ball up or what, but she made the catch. It just didn't look, it looked uncomfortable. And that'll be off from the catcher's glove. Play at home, and she will be safe. Eddings will come in with the 4th run on a wild pitch. As Girardi will end up at third base. And they're going to do a little grooming down there and get home base all cleaned off. And so with 1 down, a run comes in. 4-1 now, West Rutland would lead. Griswold will step back into the batter's box. Harrington still on deck. And that's about where we left it. And that's where she's trying to establish consistencies right there. Like I said, she is very stubborn about hitting that spot. That'll be Griswold with contact, but foul ball out of play. So Trombley, even though we're in only the second inning, she has faced 13 West Rutland batters, and she's gone deep in the count a lot, and she's thrown a lot of pitches, on pace to throw a lot of pitches already. That will be a walk. And now Harrington up. She had a fielder's choice. She reached on a fielder's choice back in the first. And that will be a foul ball. So again, first and third's the situation for West Rutland. With the 1 out, see if they want to send the runner on a steal down to second. They do, and will they throw? No, they'll concede the base as you see Griswold easily, with no throw, ends up at second. I have mixed feelings about not throwing down, especially this early in the ball game with a catcher as good as Carter, just giving up that second base. We're only in the second inning. So Trombley into the windup, and that's going to be, that stayed fair. Oh, there was just nothing she could do about it. Yeah, runners will go back, bases will be juiced, and there's really, that's just one of those things where the ball's hit. Like I said, right pace, right place. So Harrington will end up with an infield single. And now Katie Lincoln up with the bases loaded and just 1 down. Lincoln walked and scored a run back in the first inning. Again, she 80% of the time will make good contact with the ball. And a great job by Carter reaching out and snagging that one. That was going to be too far outside. So for the second inning in a row, West Rutland able to load the bases up. And that's foul tip caught by Carter. Yeah, she's showing the umpire, but that's only a strike. She's not out. It's not like a pop foul fly. Out. Just a foul ball caught. Foul tip caught. Good job, though. Oh, that was a great pitch by Trombley right there. Everything worked on that. Her motion, her mechanics, her release point, the location, everything. Good velocity. So Lincoln with 2 strikes. I want to see if she'll shorten that swing up a little bit. Batter's out now, and you can't advance up. That's what I thought. So that will be a big strikeout right there. As Trombley just stretched the strike zone out, got Lincoln to go for it. That's going to be the 4th strikeout of the game. None bigger than that right there. And now Johanna Lee up. And Johanna Lee had a single that drove in 2 runs. And 2 down now. And Carter has that go off the glove. The runner will break the throw coming home, and she will be safe. And again, you see Girardi safe. Again, you see Proctor hurting themselves with the walks and then the wild pitches. First base now open. Not that they want to walk Lee, but sometimes pitchers pitch better when first base is available in the back of their mind. I don't know why. So we have a 4-1, 5-1 game right now. West Rutland with 3 in the first, 2 so far here in the second. There are 2 outs though in the bottom of the second. That was a changeup, and it didn't really do much for her, and that'll be a ball. So Johanna Lee up, and then Caitlin Bania on deck in case Lee can extend the inning. Harrington's at second. You can, well, you can't see her. I looked up from the eyepiece. I could see her. Not that I think she let down, but that was a huge strikeout to get Lincoln with the bases loaded, 1 out. I'm not saying that she didn't take a sigh of relief and kind of let down. That'll be a strike. You can see Carter hold the pitch just a tad bit longer there so the umpire could make the call. And that will be a walk. And that will load the bases back up again. So Lee will head down to first with the walk. And now Bania up. She walked herself back in the first. And Carter going out and have a little chat with Trombley. And Trombley and Carter trying to get on. Well, they're on the same page, but they know right now in a 5-1 game that 1 hit could break this thing open in this situation. And Bania awaits back in the batter's box as she'll step in now. The conference is done, and there's Bania right there, as I told you, standing there waiting to hit on a windy, gusty day in the month of May on Munger Vision. And Carter blocking the ball, takes it off the chin, and obviously a ball. Nowhere to put her. She walks. Her bases are juiced. And she'll miss outside this time. Just doesn't seem to be comfortable out there throwing the ball today. I'm not sure why. I'm sure she's not sure why. Whoa, I tell you what, that was a very generous strike right there. So Bania didn't even blink between pitches. We'll watch ball 3 come in. Carter will make the stop, and again, a walk will lead to a run scoring. There has been 2 runs brought in this inning already, 3 in the first, 5-1. West Rutland in the green uniforms at the plate batting. They have the lead. And that's going to drop in, and that's going to be a base hit, and that's going to score at least 2. It's Harrington coming in, and she will score and throw up the line toward third base. Carter will pick the ball up, and 2 more runs coming in. And right there, that was Trombley taking a little something off the pitch, and Griswold will score. Harrington will score. Lee, where'd you end up? She ended up at third base. Bania ends up at second. She ended up with 2 RBIs, and now the 9th batter, Dow, coming to the plate. Dow struck out back in the first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7-1 West Rutland. Whoa. That's called a strike. Looking for a strikeout to end the inning. And I had to wait. They didn't call that one a strike. Trombley's got 4 strikeouts in the ballgame to this point. And West Rutland taking advantage of some miscues by Proctor. And I'll tell you what, the batter, I think, thought she was gone on that, but that'll be called a ball. It did look low, but the batter kind of relaxed her body and walked toward the dugout and then waited for a second. And there it is. Strike 3, so that'll end the inning, but it's been another productive inning for West Rutland. They'll pick up 4 more runs, having a 7-1 lead going into the 3rd over Proctor. Brooke Griswold with a couple strikeouts in the ball game. Going to be looking at the number 9 batter, Christina Campo. Top of the order, Gus DiMaccio, and then McCormick due up. And a pitch to the lefty, called a strike. Bania remains at third base defensively. That's Lincoln at short, Wood at second, Dow at first. Girardi behind the plate, Griswold in the circle, Eddings, Lee, and Harrington. That is the outfield for West Rutland. And that is a strike there. So 1-2 to count to the leadoff batter in the 3rd inning, Christina Campo. Good eye there, laying out that pitch. Didn't quite have enough juice to make it to the plate. We'll skip to the backstop, and Girardi will retrieve it. In West Rutland with a couple wins this year, but have been playing better ball as of late. And the batter following that pitch extremely close. We'll watch that one go outside for a ball. And that's slapped literally down the third baseline, foul. Count will remain the same, and they'll retrieve that foul ball and bring it into Griswold, the senior out there for West Rutland. Griswold set. She'll take a long time between her pitches. That'll be, again, fouled down the third baseline. Now, Griswold, she doesn't go at such a rapid pace that she's going too fast where she's going to tire herself or not going through her fundamentals correctly. But she doesn't really, you can't take quite a break between pitches here. That's going to be down to Wood. She'll charge the ball. Got to make a quick throw and safe, they call her. Oh. Paul Dunch is taking a look at that, and the cat calls now coming from the bleacher area on a close play. But got to give Campos some credit for getting it down the line. She's going to be safe at first. Now Gus DiMaccio up. And that pitch, high for a ball. See, Proctor now can take advantage of having that leadoff batter reach base on the infield single. Again, that'll be high and outside. Griswold's done a nice job, but not really going deep into the counts here. She did face 5 batters in the first inning and then just had the 1-2-3 second. Foul ball, and the runner cannot advance on that. Campo will stay at first. Big swing by Gus DiMaccio. I said McCormick waiting on deck. And a good eye by Gus DiMaccio as that was high and tight. A little chin music there for a ball. Again, Bania fairly deep at third base. I think they would consider dropping a bunt here. No need to. On the walk, Gus DiMaccio will head down to first base as that's 2 on and nobody down now for Proctor. McCormick up, then Connell, then Carter. So they've got a couple people on base, nobody out, and they're in the power portion of their order, and they're going to have a chat down the third baseline with McCormick and the third base coach. I just wouldn't think with the McCormick's bat that you would have her small balling right here. If there's ever a time to lobby for the big swing, I'm going to do it right now. Pitch called a strike, and no indication she was going to square the bunt. So in a 7-1 game, Proctor trying to respond here in the top of the third and take advantage of this first and second situation with nobody out. And they're going to move up. As you see Campo, and there's Gus DiMaccio, as they're able to get down the line on that wild pitch. So McCormick now went down, got it. That's going to be to Wood. She'll not make the play, and runner coming home is Gus DiMaccio. Throw up the line, stopped by Girardi. She's going to throw down to second, and they will get the call out this time, but a couple runs do score as Campo came in. Gus DiMaccio came in. And McCormick out. Now Jen Connell up with the bases clean. I'll tell you what, on that, and of course my opinion doesn't mean anything. I understand that. I just talk. She looks safe at second to me. That's going to be to the gap, and Eddings will play it on one bounce. Keeps the ball close, and that will keep Connell at first base. I honestly thought the play that started this inning, the runner was out at first. Base hit for Connell. She's 1 for 2 today. Megan Carter up. She walked, got stranded at third base. Back in the first. We're in the third, 7-3 now. West Rutland with the lead. And then I thought that last play now that the runner was safe at second. But again, what I think doesn't mean squat. So, and they will let the runner go as Connell, uncontested, down to second. So Megan Carter trying to keep this inning popping along, and that's the gusting wind I'm talking about, going around 25 miles an hour right now. That's what the camera's shaking for. You see the players' jerseys all ruffled there in the wind. But it is better than it has been as far as some of the past games I've done that's been brutally cold or raining or pitch high. Good eye by Carter. Ethier on deck and Keefe to follow. Carter awaits. Griswold. Great pitch. It's all about location, and that was a pitcher's pitch right there. And another pitch on the outside corner. Pitcher's pitch right there. So Carter kind of walked out of the box and recomposed herself after those last 2 strikes. We'll take one inside for a ball. And that will be a walk as the wind blew my chair over, and of course every writing utensil I had. And my glasses. Alright, so let me see where I'm pointing the camera. There we go. Well, the wind does that in the state of Vermont. Blows wicked during softball games. I tell you right now, that's embarrassing. The wind's blowing the camera everywhere, and I can't do anything about it. There we go. Okay, let me see if I can catch up on my scorebook. All right. So Connell ends up at third. Carter ends up at second. And Ethier, I believe, is at the plate, and I lost track of everything because of the wind. And that will be a foul ball. Okay. I apologize, even though I don't have to for that terrible camera work, but the wind just got one of those monster gusts and blew my chair over twice, blew my scorebook out of the thing. Yeah, it's still blowing the camera right around the tripod like a spinner. And that pitch inside for a ball. So let me just try to regroup here. 2 runs are in. It's 7-3 West Rutland with the lead in the third. And you can see Girardi picked that one off, but that will still be a ball. I recovered one of my pens that I write with. I gotta find the other one. I think it's out in center field that blew so hard. Pass Griswold to Wood. She's got to make the play to first, and she will for the out. So let me locate what happened. Connell scored. Carter went to third. And then a 4-3 ground out. Now Keefe up. She grounded out to Wood. Her only time up. So 7-4 now. West Rutland's lead down to 3, and that's going to be to Griswold. She'll field, she'll throw, and that's going to be the inning. But West Rutland coming to the plate. Proctor on a roll, down only 3, 7-4 from the Hinchy field. All right, I got everything kind of tied down now between innings. Hopefully the wind won't take me off my feet again, but it's 7-4, West Rutland with the lead. Number 9 batter, Kayleen Eddings at the plate. Taylor Trombley's first pitch will be a strike called. Yeah, that last season, there's no exaggeration. We had some tremendous winds, way over 25 miles an hour, and it literally was blowing the camera around the tripod. Like I said, it blew My glasses off my head, chair over. Scorebook flew across the field. So again, I'm sorry about the lousy camera work, but tough conditions today on Munger Vision. Wow, he called that a strike. So, Eddings trying to get on base. She walked last time up and eventually scored, and that'll be low, and it'll be to the backstop. And I'm checking. That defense looks like it's staying the same with Ethier, Volek, Connell, and Gus DiMaccio on the infield. Carter behind the plate. I already mentioned Trombley in the circle. McCormick, Keefe, and Campo in the outfield. And that pitch obviously a ball as it goes to a full count, I believe. And that will be a walk for the leadoff batter for the second inning in a row is Eddings, and for the second inning in a row she is walked. Now Girardi up. She is a couple singles and she scored twice. So Girardi's been very good in that leadoff spot for West Rutland today. And that's called a strike. Again, Eddings and West Rutland have been very willing to be aggressive on the bases when they've had the opportunity. Trombley pops the ball in the glove, but it'll be outside. So Girardi, Wood, Griswold, Harrington, Lincoln possibilities here in this third inning. That's going to be right back to the pitcher. She's going to go to first and get the shore out. Ethier with a nice scoop on a low ball. Eddings will end up at second base, but I think it was very important for Trombley to get the out. Now Caroline Wood up. She is walked and she has struck out. Again, on a very windy, gusty day in May on Munger Vision. Got some rivals going at each other, Proctor and West Rutland. Off the fist, could be in the right spot. It deadens down, and Volek, never going to get her. That's just one of those situations again where everything was just in the right place for that ball to work out. Eddings will end up at third base. Wood will be at first base, and now Griswold up. As they'll concede the base to Wood. And both teams have done a lot of that today. They haven't really gone after the base runners. Foul ball for a strike. So Griswold, batting in that 3 spot, will hold back on that pitch as it skipped over the plate for a ball. Griswold struck out in the first, and she walked and scored in the second. We're in the third, 7-4. West Rutland. McCormick able to chase down the ball, but the damage done. That'll be an RBI single, and oh, that's a mistake thrown through. That allows the runner Griswold to go to second. Yeah, the run had already scored, and the runner from third was not breaking on the ball, and that should have been brought into the circle. So Griswold with a single and an RBI. Now Harrington up. She has scored a couple times today. And yeah, she just chased one there. That will be a strike. So second and third with the 1 out. Harrington awaits, and Trombley. That's going to get the run in. There's going to be one play for Volek, and she will get the runner out at first. That's the second out of the inning, and the second run will come across the plate in the form of Caroline Wood, and then going to third will be Griswold. Now Katie Lincoln up. She has walked, she scored, and she has struck out. And I believe, yeah, that was strike 3 looking last time she was up. Shows bunt and drops it down. Foul. See what she did before that, though? She looked down the third baseline and saw that Gus DiMaccio was way back at the corner. And I like it. That was a good idea. That one will just miss that outside corner. So 9-4 now, the score. West Rutland, as they are able to get back a couple of those runs. Trombley got it. That's the inning, but we'll go to the fourth. 9-4, West Rutland over Proctor on Munger Vision. Nicole Volek, Kelsey LeBlanc, and Christina Campo, the 3 up, the 7-8-9 part of the order. And there's the bunt, foul. Again, they looked down at the third baseman, Bania, and saw she was playing deep at the corner and tried to drop the bunt down. So obviously, Griswold will be up in the count, 0-1. And that's going to be to second base. Wood will charge the ball, throw to first, and get the out. Dow with the grab at first, so the 4-3 ground out will retire Volek here to start off the fourth inning. Now LeBlanc up. She struck out. She's one of 2 strikeouts that Griswold has. That was back in the second inning. And she'll wisely hold off on that pitch. It came in high for a ball. Oh, I already mentioned Wood at second, Dow at first. Lincoln's the shortstop, Bania at third. Girardi behind the dish. Griswold is the pitcher. Eddings is in center field. Lee is in right, and the left fielder's Harrington. That's been the alignment since inning number 1 here for West Rutland, and they've stayed with it. That pitch from Griswold right there for a strike. Proctor grabbed a 1-0 lead after a half inning of play. West Rutland responded with 3 runs in the bottom of the first to take the 3-1 lead. Then Proctor shut out in the second, picked up 3 runs in the third. And have 1 down here with nobody on base in the fourth. Fouled off the fist down the first baseline, out of play. And LeBlanc will head back, pick up the bat, get set, do it again. Again, it's a comfortable temperature today, but the wind, the big thing today. And that will be ball 4 from Griswold, and that will send LeBlanc, who's the flex player today, batting for Trombley, the pitcher, down to first base. Now Campo up. Campo had a single back in the third, and scored. She'll step in from the left side. And is getting ready now. And there goes the runner. The throw coming down, and got her. She is gone. Girardi. That's why I say through the game you got catchers, let them throw the ball. They very capable of getting outs for you. There's 2 down on the stolen base attempt. I like the fact they tried to steal the base, and I like the fact they threw down. I'm happier in a pig and squat right now, let me tell you. And that was the ball. So 2 outs. Nobody on base now for Campo. Top of the order, Gustamaccio on deck. And outside is the call for a ball. I don't mean it's like hot out. Don't get me wrong. When that wind blows, it's pretty chilly. Plus the fact it's almost class 5 wind when it blows. So Campo waits for Griswold. Griswold winds it up, and right there for a strike. That one split the plate. Griswold, like I said, had 2 strikeouts, both those coming back in the second inning. To wind up the pitch, and Bania knocks it down, got the long throw, and we'll get her. Nice stretch there by Dow, and that's going to be a 1-2-3 inning with the 8 of the base runner be thrown out on the steal attempt. It'll stay 9-4 West Rutland over Proctor, going to the bottom of the fourth on Munger Vision. Johanna Lee going to lead things off here for West Rutland. She is fighting the wind like me, but she has singled and walked, and she also has 2 RBIs today. So she's had a very good day. And that will even things out at 1-1. Again, if you're just joining us, that is sunshine you do see. But what you can't feel is the very strong, powerful wind. Connell with a nice snag, and then the throw to first to Ethier. So on a ball that was stung hard, it was a great play by Connell at short to get the 6-3 ground out. Now Bania up. She has singled her last time up, which drove in a couple runs. So she's been very productive up there for West Rutland. They've got that 9-4 lead in the bottom of the fourth, scheduled for 7. And that will be a ball in the circle as Taylor Trombley for the Proctor Phantoms. Catching is Megan Carter. There's been no substitutions of any nature, not a courtesy runner or anything like that for either team. Off the end of the bat and foul. Again, Campo, McCormick, and Keefe. The outfield for Proctor. Gus DiMaccio down at third. Connell, we've already seen it short this inning. Bollock's at second, and that's going to be Volek knocking it down. Got time. We'll throw to Ethier at first. So a couple balls hit very well here in this inning, but the defense rising to the occasion for Proctor. 2 down now for Haley Dow. Dow 0 for 2 today, and that'll be well outside from Trombley. Trombley looking to have her first 1-2-3 inning of the afternoon. And again, just missing the outside corner. So it's Trombley settling down now in the middle innings. Will just miss as that went off the shin guard of Carter, and she'll chase down the ball. And we'll get set to do it again now. A ground out to the shortstop Connell, a ground out to the second baseman Volek. And now Dow at the plate for West Rutland. Taking all the way, that one perfectly thrown for a strike. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to really talk to Trombley that long in the dugout before the game, but she did say she throws a fastball and a changeup. And it was fouled, is that what it was? Okay. So that will be a foul ball, and we'll stay with the 2 strikes. 5 strikeouts in the ball game. Mega 6. That's the inning. It was a good inning for Proctor and for Trombley. We'll go to the 5th, 9-4 Proctor. Top of the order, Gus DiMaccio up. She has scored a run today. She'll be followed by McCormick and then Connell. As we're getting into those later innings now, the 5th, 6th, 7th coming up, 9-4. West Rutland with a lead. Been a good ball game. Been a very good ball game today. Both teams had that 1 inning so far. West Rutland gave up 3 runs in the 3rd. And just looking back at the Proctor scores, they scored 3 in the 1st, 4 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, and then were shut out in the 4th. And then again, we'll drift inside. Gus DiMaccio with a good eye will lay off the pitch. Gus DiMaccio popped up to Bania at third base in the 1st, walked in the 3rd. This is her 3rd time around now. And she will walk to start off this inning. So that'll put the leadoff batter down at 1st via the walk. And now Michaela McCormick up. She reached on an error in the 1st and scored a run. And again, get that leadoff batter on, and she held. She did not go to first base as the ball got away from Girardi. I was surprised by that. That they didn't send the runner down to second. Oh, here comes a big gust of wind again. There. See, I don't have, now I've got the camera in my hand. That's going to be a tough play to get only the 1. And they'll get the force out. At second, as Lincoln made the right play, she charged the ball. So the fielder's choice will go to McCormick. Connell up. She singled and scored a run last inning. That one came in low. Catch the plate, but it was low, and that'll be a ball. There is a big gap up the middle. And that ball hit the center field, and Eddings settling in and making the grab for the 2nd out. That's a good job because, like I said, it is windy. If you don't believe it, see that flag? Oh, yeah. So Eddings will get the put out in center field. Runner stayed at 1st. Now Megan Carter up. Proctor winning the first game between these two schools at Proctor, and I do believe it was 7-5 the score. This one close also. It's 9-4 right now in the 5th. Long way to go in the ball game. And a called a strike on the outside corner. Pitcher's pitch right there. So Carter waits. Carter will swing away, and that will be fouled out of play. And actually, that's funny. I should foul the ball. There's people sitting on a blanket on the hill, the embankment. The ball was fouled, and they never tracked it or fouled it, and landed about a foot and a half behind them, and they all jumped a mile when the ball thumped down. That'll be off from the catcher's shin guard. It'll be a wild pitch, and McCormick will easily get down to second base on that wild pitch. So again, they need that opportune time here to get the hit. Carter, the good bat at the plate, and the pitch coming from Griswold will float in there high for a ball. Again, right now, the outfield playing a little bit shallow for somebody like Carter who's got good power. There's a big gap in left center field. That's going to be topped out. Lincoln will bobble and just eat it. Lincoln will chase her down, and there's the throw to Girardi, and she's going to be out. Well executed by Lincoln to go right after the base runner, and that will end the inning as they get McCormick out at home base. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th, 9-4, West Rutland. Taylor Trombley with 6 strikeouts so far in the ball game as we go to the 5th. And I believe it's the 3rd inning in a row that Kayleen Eddings has led off. She has walked the last 2 times up and scored both times, so not a good trend for Proctor here. They'll try to break that tendency. Again, Trombley hasn't pitched bad at all. Couple walks here and there and wild pitches have hurt her, but other than that, she's done a fine job. Again, scheduled for 7. We're in the 5th. And Eddings will watch that one on that outside corner for a strike. Top of the order, Girardi on deck. And that one explodes high and out of the strike zone. And I'll tell you what, that's going up the ladder. Ethier will take it unassisted for the put out, and again, that was a high pitch, but Eddings went up after it for the first out of the 5th inning. So Girardi, who has reached base twice and scored twice, up at the plate with nobody on base, so 1 down. And I believe that was called a strike. Again, at different times during the game, the sun has poked its head in and out. And that one just let go of the ball too soon on the release point. As they retrieve it, get set, Carter will settle back in behind the dish. And Trombley will, again, rise ball, fastball, high ball, and a good eye by Girardi. Caroline Wood on deck for West Rutland. And Girardi will let that one go outside for another ball. Gus DiMaccio in tight at the corner at 3rd. And that will be down the first base line, and a nice catch in the stands. I didn't move the camera, I should have, but no glove or anything, and a nice grab over there. So Girardi got to get the bat on the ball here with 2 strikes. And that will become a walk, and Girardi will be on base for the 3rd time out of 4 visits to the plate today. Now Caroline Wood up. She singled and scored her last time up. That's in play to the pitcher to first, and Ethier will make the grab and then scoot after Girardi and keep her at second base. That is the 2nd out of the 5th inning. And now Griswold up. She has struck out, walked, singled, and scored a run. And now it's 9-4, and we're in the 5th. You got to start thinking about those defensive stops. Those innings, just like in basketball, where you come up with a defensive stop, they need that right here. Proctor does. They only have the 6th and 7th inning left in regular innings. Squares the bunt, pulls the bat back, pitch caught at the corner, called a strike. Girardi stays at second, 2 down now. And what could be a very pivotal portion of the ball game for Proctor. They're down by 5. Oops, sorry. Boy, that wind is nasty today. Not much I can do about the wind. Like I said, I have to let go of the camera handle occasionally just to write in my book. And that will allow Girardi, there she goes, she'll get it down to third base on the move, on the wild pitch. Harrington on deck for West Rutland. And that one just missing for a ball. Again, it caught the plate, but low. So Griswold, who's got a good eye anyways, will not hurt herself chasing one out of the strike zone. Puts it into play to Volek, deep at second to first, and that is the inning, and they'll get out with no score. 9-4, West Rutland over Proctor. Right in the middle of the order with Ethier, Keith, and Volek. And that is a single. It'll be picked up by Eddings, and that's a good job by Ethier. That's going to get things started off here in the 6th. And that brings the Proctor fan base awake here, gets them going. Erin Keefe up 0 for 2 today. She's grounded out twice to second base to Caroline Wood. And Girardi will throw down, and Ethier just too fast. We'll get there with the stolen base. Volek on deck as Proctor needing some base runners and some hits here. The Phantoms with that win over Long Trail School. That's the last time we saw them in action on Channel 15. Yeah, and they're going to send Ethier, and she's going to go to third and safe. Yeah, good call as she went in under the tag, and just like that, she turns that single into a triple as she steal a base and then move up on the wild pitch. And so Griswold, she's got to concentrate on the batter right now. Strike called. Keith is heading down the first, and she'll get back into position now as getting that outside corner has been consistently called a strike today. That's going to be to Griswold, and she'll make the right play. That's going to go to first and safe at home. That was just good all the way around. Both Proctor and West Rutland did a good job right there. Ethier didn't break too soon where Griswold could have thrown her out. And Griswold went after the out instead of letting it become a big inning. So Volek up now in a 9-5 game with 1 down and the base is empty. Volek's been very good playing second base today defensively. And Girardi having to go high for that one on a ball. So yeah, as we watch that pitch come in, that will be too low. That's too low for a strike. So ball right there is again Griswold getting into those late innings. We're in the 6th. And West Rutland's had problem in the 6th inning. As Lincoln will make that nice grab of that line drive hit for the 2nd out of the inning. So Volek made good contact, but will just line out to Lincoln, and now LeBlanc up. She has struck out and she has walked today. In what's been a good game by both sides to watch. Well, I always tell you, you got to, no matter what community you're in, get out there and catch a game live. You know, get set for the elements. So bring a blanket or a rain tarp, or we call them a poncho, a lawn chair, some sunscreen. Have a little baggie that you take to the games that covers all the weather conditions we run into in the spring in Vermont. And that will skid across for a ball. As play getting a little sloppy there, so they got to chase the ball down and bring it back to the pitcher. Griswold and Girardi, that is the battery out there for West Rutland. LeBlanc at the plate with 2 outs. Ethier started this inning off with a single. Stole second, went to third on a wild pitch, and then came home on the ground out. And that will cut the lead to just 4. I mean, it's only a 4-run ball game, and it's still up in the air. And that's going to be to Griswold. She fields her position very well, and that's the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th, 9-5. West Rutland over Proctor. So Taylor Trombley, after allowing 3 runs in the first, 4 in the second, and 2 in the third, has shut out West Rutland in the 4th and in the 5th. And I was looking at Christina Harrington here in the bottom of the 6th. Starts her off with the ball. Yeah, Proctor needing another defensive stop here, as they have just in regulation one inning left at bat. They have 3 outs left as we're in the bottom of the 6th, heading into the 7th, 9-5. West Rutland with the lead. And that's going to be hit to Volek. She'll get down on the ball, and she's safe. The throw from Volek pulled Ethier off the bag, and Harrington will scoop back to first, and that will be an error to start off this bottom of the 6th. I'm going to go E4, and I'll bring up Katie Lincoln. Lincoln has walked, struck out, and grounded out to the pitcher, Trombley. So Trombley, and that'll allow the runner. Yeah, Harrington will go down to second. I never thought they were going to have Lincoln bunt, so that wasn't even, like, I can't say it takes away that option now because the runner is at second already, but Lincoln might bunt, but it would be for a base hit more than it would be for a sacrifice. Like that right there. She looked down at Gus DiMaccio, who was playing deep at the corner, and Gus DiMaccio will pick up the ball. It was a foul ball for a strike. And again, my apologies to Miss Gus DiMaccio. For years I called her Goose DiMaccio. Because she got to realize I'm not that bright a guy. I thought I had her name down pretty good, but it's Gus DiMaccio. And that's going to be Harrington going to third base now. And again, that's what's gotten Proctor in trouble. Has been a lot of stuff they've done themselves. The errors, the walks, the wild pitches, the pass balls. I want to check the count. Oh, that's only the second strike there. I like the fact that they're checking the corner and then making the decision what to do with the bat. And that's going to be all the way back, and nope, she stayed right there. So again, it'll be Lincoln and then Lee and then Bania possibly. Harrington started this inning off by hitting the ball to Volek at second, who had a problem with the throw to first, reached on the error. And that's jacked foul. Yeah, you can see it. And Lincoln's got an awful uppercut swing, where if she could flatten that out a little bit, she could drive the ball into the gaps consistently. She lifts the ball quite a bit. And that's going to be ball 4. First and third now for West Rutland. Nobody down. And Lincoln, whoops, you missed it. She ran around. That's awful camera work. Lincoln never stopped, and she's going to turn the corner and score the run. So 2 runs will come in on that play. And what happened was she walked in the old play where you don't stop at first, you just keep going, because you can always keep on moving. Excuse me, I got to pick up all my gears. We had a tornado again. So 2 runs will come in. And I tell you, I apologize, but I really can't help it. The freaking wind is just unbelievable in these gusts. Many tornadoes we're having. But you don't have to stop at first walking down on a walk. And now Johanna Lee up. And that will be foul ball. All for naught. It'll be a foul ball, Milt says, as Gus DiMaccio made the grab and the throw. This time the wind switched on me, because I put my chair that I set my scorebook in and my roster in against the fence, because the wind was blowing that way, so the fence actually held my chair up. This time the wind snuck around, came in the back door, and blew it all over against me this way. Oh, great pitch. Big swing and a miss for a strike. 6 strikeouts in the game for Taylor Trombley. I know if you're sitting at home criticizing me on what a crappy camera job, I'll tell you what. I take criticism well, because I've received it my whole life. But you come out and do a game with an old camcorder and a tripod, with no cover, no booth, no nothing. You stand around in the elements. You have cold conditions, rainy conditions, windy conditions. Keep the scorebook, call the game, and run the camera. And that's a nice play by Gus DiMaccio for the out. And I bet you'll go home and have a different perspective on how not too bad the camera is when you have to come out and actually do all that stuff. So Gus DiMaccio to Ethier for the out. Now Bania up. Bania with a couple RBIs today. Again, Trombley settled down nicely in the middle innings. Well, you know, you say something nice and then she throws a wild pitch like that right on cue. But yeah, she had a little rough first and second inning, then she got it together. I think she's a very good pitcher. Yep. And a strike called there at the knees for strike 2. Bania and then Dow due up for West Rutland, who've pushed the lead now to 11-5 in the bottom of the 6th. Trombley, like I said, with the 6 strikeouts in the ball game, 5 of the 6 coming in the first 2 innings. And a good job by Bania holding up on a borderline pitch. And that's going to be the third. Gus DiMaccio, good glove, and the throw, and Ethier going to be safe. She didn't hold it quite long enough. It was a great effort by Ethier. Outstanding effort by Ethier. And now Dow up. Dow 0 for 3 in the ball game. It's Bania with that good speed down at first. And that pitch just overpowered Haley Dow. She had a good rip at it. Nice level swing. Just couldn't catch up to it. And that pitch inside, swung over the top of for a strike. Here's 1 out, 2 runs in. And like I had said, 11-5 the score now. West Rutland over Proctor. And on the infield, will it be caught? No. Yeah, these two teams, West Rutland looking for a split in the season series. Proctor looking for the sweep. Proctor winning the first game between the two schools, 7-5. And those dark clouds coming in, looking more and more like rain now. And that low battery flashing in my eyepiece. Yep. Strike 3 called. 7th strikeout of the ball game. Couldn't come at a better time for Dow. Yeah, I just want, you couldn't see it, but one of the fans sitting along the sidelines watching the game had to come out and get his hat. The wind gust so hard, blew right off him onto the third baseline. He came out and got the hat. So yeah, it's tough conditions for cameramen and fans. As Eddings up. Batting now that number 9 spot. She's made things happen. That's contact. Bollock to first. Will go to the 7th. The West Rutland looking for the win. Up 11-5 over Proctor. Christina Campo, and then the top of the order. Campo today has singled and scored a run. Brooke Griswold has done a good job. She's had a couple innings where she got extended. Other than that, she's done what they wanted her to do. Not hurt herself with walks, put the ball in the play, let her defense make plays. Big swing and a miss on that rise ball. That defense has stayed the same. Dow stays at first. Wood remains at second. Lincoln still the shortstop. Bania, of course, is at third. Girardi is the catcher. I already mentioned Griswold is the pitcher in the circle. That's the ball in the dirt. Eddings in center field. Lee over there in right. And Harrington in left. Sorry, I was starting to get ready for another one of those big windstorms. Because I let go of the camera to handle the book and the paperwork. And that's a strike called. I want to show you the flag. Straight out right now. Hear all that stuff, debris blowing around me? You don't see sportscasters of the year do this stuff. Only morons like me on public access. I don't know if like a hunting blind, a duck blind, something you could set up. Like if you watch the Masters golf tournament on TV, even if you're not a golf fan, if you just go around and dial. What I watch there is when they shoot the camera work, they've got like a 8-foot-high platform that has a tent around it. A ladder goes up to it, a little platform. That'd be perfect, something I could set up at each field and just get up inside and be protected from the wind and rain. And that will get things going here for Proctor as Campo will draw the walk. And Gus DiMaccio up now. Gus DiMaccio's come around to score once today. And she'll swing and foul it off the end of the bat. The runner was off, going back to first now is Campo. So it's Gus DiMaccio, McCormick, and Connell. They get one more batter extended. It'll be Carter. 11-5, and West Rutland, like I said, playing a lot better ball now than they were early in the season. They had that come from behind win over Rochester, and they're leading here against Proctor, looking for, I believe, their third win of the season. Yeah, I mean, softball's tough. If you think about it, basketball and soccer players basically play their sport year-round. AAU basketball in the spring and summer, rec leagues in the basketball program. So you're playing basketball all year. Softball really is kind of a forgotten sport. I mean, a lot of these players on the field for both teams are just athletes that play every season, you know, soccer, basketball, softball. But most of them probably play either soccer in the summer on a league somewhere or basketball in the summer. No, I bet you couldn't find one player that plays softball league summer. Like I remember, Nikki Rao, catcher down at the former catcher at Mill River. She played summer softball in very intense league, like for that Bennington team. I believe they're called the Bandits. I'm not sure. McDonald, the pitcher for Mill River, was like that. And that will be strike three. Third strikeout of the ball game. Came at a great time as Gus DiMaccio took strike three looking. Now McCormick up. But the American game, baseball and softball, kind of going by the wayside. That's what I mean. It's tough. You come out of basketball season, especially like West Rutland. They won the championship in basketball. So they're already out of focus as far as worrying about softball. Then you've got snow, rain, mud, wind, everything, so you don't get outside a lot. Swing and a miss, and that is not a foul ball. And Campbell can go down to third base. 1-1 the count. So you got a very short preseason to get set for softball. And then you don't have a player that's like softball fanatic that just plays softball year-round. Danielle Hendy did it, the great pitcher from Rutland. McGaw did it, the great pitcher for Fairhaven. And that's going to roll by, allow the run to score. McCormick's going to go to second, and that's where she'll hold up as the throw comes in behind her. Lincoln applied the tag, but late. Campo will come around to score, so that walk will come around and get to become a run. And Connell up. Connell has also scored a run today. She's had a single. 11-6, this thing far from over. They're right in the meat of their order as far as contact hitters and big bats. That's a long throw for Bania, and she will be safe. McCormick will smartly go to third. First and third now for Proctor with just the one out. Megan Carter up. Like I said, they are right at the part of their order that can make contact with the ball. So 9-6 the score, 11-6 the score. West Rutland can trying to close it out here is Griswold. And they're going to concede the base on the steal as Connell will go down uncontested to second base. Ethier on deck. We have not had a double play turn today. Oh, that's going to score some more runs. That's going to be Lee picking it up. One run in, Connell will get to third base, and that's where she'll stop. So Proctor very much alive in this ball game with a couple runs here in the seventh. Carter coming through with an RBI single, and now Ethier up. She singled and scored her last at bat. Again, I assume they're just going to give them second base, and they will. And see, I just don't believe in that. Not with the lead you've got. You're put in a position to keep knocking your lead down. Be aggressive defensively. Throw that ball down there. And Bania going to go to first, and she will be safe. So they had got it going here in the seventh, as that is the third run to score here in the seventh. Now Keefe up, who's 0 for 3 right now, and it's 11-8. The lead down to just 3. So West Rutland again They have this tendency to make it exciting in the late innings. And again, see, they're not going to try for the out. Ethier will just walk down to second base. And I'm not criticizing Paul at all. I think he's a good coach, good guy. I'm just talking. You know, everybody does stuff different. You know, you're out there playing defense. So play defense. Throw the damn ball down. I can see the first time maybe, but Proctor knows already. That's the third time. Oh, that's gone. That's a gapper. That's going to roll to the fence. That's going to clear the bases. Ethier will score 11-7, 11-8. Going to third bases. Keefe, and she's going to stand up there with a triple. That just missed, leaving the yard. So she will pick up 2 RBIs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Makes it 11-10 now. And Volek coming up with the tying run at third base. Now, how big were those nitpicky runs that West Rutland would pick up late in the last innings? Now, they need the out. They're going to tie the game up, but there's the out, and yeah, she will score. So Proctor has rallied all the way back to tie this ball game up unofficially in my book. And the 9th batter of the inning, LeBlanc coming to the plate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 and 5 is 11. Yes, I have it as 11-11. Now LeBlanc up. Now the last time we were in this position, I was in this position, West Rutland squandered an 8-1 lead in the 6th inning to Rochester, or in the 7th inning, but they did come back to win it in the bottom of the 7th. So LeBlanc made contact, but she'll go back to the plate on a foul ball. Oh yeah, West Rutland was just cruising along, too easy. But you know, I look at the bottom, like I said, West Rutland picked up 200 runs in the 3rd, 2 in the 6th. You know, those are big runs because Proctor could be ahead right now. And that will be a ball. Make no doubt about it, they were some solid base hits this inning. But it all got started with Campo getting a leadoff walk. And then West Rutland, in my opinion, which means nothing, not making any attempt to throw runners out, going from first to second, just conceding second base, giving away chances at outs. That's to Lincoln at short. Wants to go to first, and we're going to the bottom of the 7th, tied up at 11 on Munger Vision. Again, another good ball game on Munger Vision as we watch Taylor Trombley take her last warm-ups. I got to tell you, West Rutland in a good spot. They got the leadoff order, top of the order. Leadoff batter is going to be Girardi, then Wood, then Griswold, then possibly Harrington. Situational baseball, situational softball. I'm a huge believer in that. Top of the order, you got a speedy bunter up there. I have no doubt you're playing for 1 run to win the game. I'd have her dropping a bunt, and they have Gustamacho deep at the corner at 3rd. Swings away, and that will go to second base. Volek to first, and that's the first out. Quickly it happens as they swung away and grounded out. Got to look at situations. Where are you in the game? Wood up now. Has extra innings looming in the background. That pitch called a strike. They said Trombley had a rough first 2 innings and then settled down nicely. She's only allowed 4 runs over the last 4 innings. That's going to eat there with a tremendous play, and I even think I got it on tape as she dives. See, that's a big, momentum's huge. Proctor's got it all right now. That big inning by Proctor offensively has carried over defensively here. Their pitcher's got a new step in her walk because she's gone from an 11-6 deficit to a tie game chance for the win. Her defenders are making the plays behind her. Strike called to Griswold. So Proctor trying to send this to extra innings and get a win on the road. And Gustamacho to first. And that's it. 1, 2, 3 they go. As they tried to swing away, and they go down in order. We're going into the 8th inning. Extra innings tied. Deja vu all over again for Proctor. It was Campo who let out the last inning with a walk that started that whole 6-run 7th inning off. And here's Campo again to start off the 8th. That pitch coming inside. Proctor, people say there's not momentum in softball. A lot of people tell me softball's watching paint dry. No, it's not. Softball's a great sport. I love taping softball. Fast pitch softball. I just wish I had the same physical setup I had at Rutland High School, and I was allowed to build a platform over the backstop and look at the action. I had a roof over my head and stuff like that. I had tarp I could put up on the walls. But the game itself, I think there's as much strategy as a baseball game like Terry Francona does with the Red Sox. But love the game. Strike right there, so Campo looked like she was taking all the way. But momentum, there is momentum in softball. There's momentum in baseball. That'll be high for a ball right across the letters, high. It has not been a high strike zone all day. It's been a very consistent strike zone called behind the plate. And that's got a chance for Harrington to make the grab, and she will not make the catch. That's a fair ball. It's going to be at least a double, and Campo will get things started here in the 8th, just like she did in the 7th. An opposite field double. And now Gustamaccio up the top of the order. Go-ahead run sitting down at second base, and Campo. Proctor has not led since at the end of a half inning of play when they had a 1-0 lead. And I'll tell you what, a little extra pop on the ball that time from Griswold. That's going to be, what a grab by Griswold, and she's going to double her up. What an incredible play. Holy crap, Griswold backhanded that from behind herself, made the line drive grab, and then threw to second. You can't believe how awesome that is. And I got it on tape. That's why I come to these games. I mean, that was as good as anything on ESPN. That was as good as anything just watching the College World Series. It looked like Proctor was going to take the lead, and all of a sudden a tremendous fluky play like that by a great athlete like Griswold. The 2 down and the bases are clear. Lincoln will charge, make the throw to first. Oh, they're going to be safe. The throw seemed to be on line, but the ball mishandled over there, and that will give Proctor another life here. Oh, what an incredible play. That solid shot by Gustamaccio up the middle. Griswold reached behind her with a backhand, made the grab. That's going to be caught by Wood, and we're going to go. Unlikelihood, we're going to the 8th. Tied still when it looked like Proctor was going to take the lead. Only on Munger Vision. Easily the best play of the season. Easily, and I watch a lot of softball. Well, West Rutland now with Harrington, Lincoln, and Lee due up. Again, you got to look at the situation. You need 1 run, which means you need a base runner. You got to look at the pitcher. She settled down nicely so far. Trombley has. Swinging away for a strike. That was an incredible play by Griswold. A double play after leadoff double. That pitch brought outside. Yeah, going into the 7th inning, it was 11-5 West Rutland, and then a 6-run inning by Proctor. And we're tied up at 11. That'll be ball 2. Yeah, you got to figure any base runner here is going to be humongous. Like I said, Harrington, Lincoln, and Lee. Lincoln being the pivotal one there. You know, she's going to be just jacked for the situation. That's going to be a tough play. Got her just by a step, so that will erase the leadoff batter. Again, not trying to small ball to get on, which is fine. I just keep sticking that in there when I should just shut up. But now Lincoln up. Oh yeah, she was going for the fences. She got that rising fastball and just got out in front of it. We're in the 8th. We're in extra innings. All tied at 11. Proctor, West Rutland. Trombley in the circle. And that's going to be Campo coming in and making the grab. Oh, she got a late start, but really did a nice job adjusting to the ball for the out. And now Lee up. And could we be going to the 9th? I'm just you know, and again, I'm not criticizing. I mean, what the heck? Everybody has different strategies, different approaches. Doesn't make his wrong or mine right at all. I don't mean that. I'm just surprised with the no bunting. Just swinging away, hoping for a home run or a triple or a double or something. I mean, I don't know. Different philosophies makes America go round. And that's the inning. We are going to the ninth, still tied at 11. Hey, Proctor, nice position. They're going to have Carter, Ethier, and Keefe up. And that's some pretty heavy lumber coming to the plate. That's a lot of good batters right there. As Griswold going into our ninth inning of work, we'll start off with a pitch high for a ball. Now we start to get in the tricky part for me. I've gotten to my second battery, and that's getting low. And my tape starting to run out of tape. So we'll try to get through this. Been a great ball game. Absolutely great ball game. Carter with a 2-0 count. I think one run will win the ball game. I really do. Hypothetically, if Proctor picks up a run here, just the way that Trombley's pitching, I think they'll be sitting in good shape. I think when West Rutland got to the strike called, got to the bottom of the 7th, the top of the order up, tied, they looked like they were in good shape. And they got to the 8th, tied, and they had some of the better, bigger bats in the order coming up, and they didn't score. That kind of me was the bubble bursting right there. But who knows how this thing's going to play out. I'm just chatty today. That's all I'm talking about. So Carter getting set, Griswold into the windup, pitch coming in, and that might have been a ball. She was going after one high and out of the strike zone. So what a contrast in just mood swings. The Proctor group all standing up and cheering on the side. They were very down and quiet through most of the ball game. Now the West Rutland side looks like a ghost town, and they were loud the whole time. That's going to be a single, and the base hit off the fist. Harrington will get the ball in. And that's the West Rutland side over there. Where is it? Right there, all quiet. Now Ethier up. She scored a couple times today. Keefe on deck's got 2 RBIs with that triple she had her last at bat in that 6-run 7th inning. Yeah, and that's going to get the runner to second, as she is told to stay up. She's told to stay up for a couple reasons. One's to avoid an injury of an unnecessary slide. The second thing is so she can see the play in front of her in case she wants to take a turn and go to third base. If you slide and your head's down, you're not looking at the play, it's kind of hard to get up and scramble to third. And so Ethier, Keefe, and Volek, chance to pick up Carter at second base. Griswold's pitched outstanding today. That's going to be the first, and they'll get the out, and the runner, Carter, will move up to third base, and he'll throw backed up by Lincoln to Bania. So the go-ahead run now at third with less than 2 down. For Erin Keefe, like I said, she had a triple her last time up, and it really wasn't that far from going out of the park. And Girardi will squeeze that off and keep the runner down at third. Now, a lot of things going on here. Wild pitch, pass, ball. You got to believe Carter has got enough speed to be sent home, but with just the one out, would you risk sending home and be having it thrown out? Keefe, obviously a good hitter. She's already had a triple today. Because I'm thinking, do you put the bunt down? But, with a good bat up there, it's hard to put a bunt sign up, somebody that hit a triple earlier in a ball game. And that's going to be the backstop, and Carter will not come home. And that was a very good choice by the coach, because that backstop, not that far away from the catcher, came off the backstop right back to Girardi, the catcher, and probably should have been out. The Volek on deck. Proctor looking for their first lead since the half-inning mark. Oh, great pitch. 2 strikes now on Keefe. As, boy, I tell you what, each team taking punches, but nobody going down for the count. And she'll turn on that and pull it foul as Harrington will head over and pick the ball up. And again, overtime. We're in extra innings. I know it's not called overtime. Some of those professional sports people say, oh, it's not overtime in baseball. I know that. Everybody calm down. And that's by Girardi. Here comes the runner home, and she will be safe. And there is the go-ahead run. As Megan Carter led off with a single, got around the third base, and makes it 12-11 now, Proctor. Okay, 2-2 count is what I just heard the umpires say. Seems like this keep has been up for forever, but and she will fall that one back again. So bases are cleared now with one down. One run in for Proctor, 12-11. They had a 1-0 lead going into the bottom of the first, and that was the last time they had the lead. They rallied for 6 runs in the seventh to send the game into extra innings. And that will be a walk. And Nicole Volek up now. The second baseman. It's made contact today. She just doesn't have a base hit to show for it. And that will be a foul ball down the first baseline now to play for a strike. Is LeBlanc on deck for Proctor. We've had no substitutions in the ballgame, no courtesy runners. Yeah, they've each team low on numbers, just gone with what they got. That's fouled back for a strike. That might have got the, they're checking with the home base umpires, that fouled off from his face mask, but he is a rugged, tough individual back there, and he's fine. Foul tip caught by Girardi. Yeah, you can hear the ping of the bat, and then it squeezed the glove, and Girardi with a great play right there will get the second out. Third strikeout of the ball game, and now LeBlanc up. LeBlanc's been on base once today. She had a walk. That's high, and there goes the runner. Now they'll throw down, and she'll be safe. So looking for an insurance run going into the bottom of the ninth is Proctor. Got her inside, and they're going to throw down to third. And she is out. They'll punch her out. So West Rutland got to come up with a run to extend the game, 2 to win it. It's a 12-11 Proctor going in the bottom of the ninth. And Taylor Trombley in a position to get the win for her team. Will face the 7-8-9 part of the order for West Rutland. Banya, Dow, and Eddings. Now the good news for West Rutland is that the 7-8-9 batters have generated 2 RBIs and scored 2 runs. So that's 4 of your 11 runs. That's over 33% of your offense. So again, you're playing for a run to tie the game. That should be priority number 1. And then you worry about the other run. But right now, the way that Trombley, that's a good pitch, a good swing also. Both players doing their job. But Trombley has shut down West Rutland 3 of the last 4 innings. She gave up 7 of the 11 runs in the first 2 innings, so she's settled down very nicely. There's the changeup. That's going to be right to the pitcher. Trombley to first. 1 down. Well hit and well played. 1 out here in the ninth for West Rutland. What I liked about Trombley on that play also, she didn't panic. Once she knocked the ball down and didn't have it cleanly, they check on her and she says she's going to stay in there and walk it off. Now got it right in the shin. Yeah, right where there's nothing but bone to hit. And that would be a shame to suffer an injury, but Carter trying to talk her into staying with it. Yep. And Trombley is going to stay with it. Haley Dow duel up. Now I don't believe they pinch hit for her. I don't see any paperwork being done. They're going to let Trombley take a warm-up pitch. I don't think she understands that. There she goes. Yeah, they're going to let her take a... If she wants it, she's still kind of walking around. See, I don't think she realizes that's what the umpire is waiting for. There she goes. It was a good pitch. He's going to let her take a couple. I'll tell you what, this next group of clouds coming in, because they've been going overhead all day and it gets bright, dark, and sunny and dark. These are storm clouds. These aren't going to go away. So in the ninth, Dow will come up now. She's 0 for 4 today. If you're 0 for 4, you might as well try to put a bunt down. And that will be a ball. So Proctor, who was down 11-5 going into the 7th, looking to, well, steal the win. 1-1 the count now, as that one caught the knee crossing the plate. And it's been a dandy. A lot of great plays in this ball game. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Oh yeah, there have been a lot of great plays in this ball game, and I just can't get over the play that Griswold made. A lot of it luck, sure, of course it was. A lot of presence of mind, sure. But I got it on tape. None of those other guys there to get paid to do it. You don't see them at softball games unless it's Division I. Then you usually don't see them there anyways, or college. But you won't find this on their internet sports. You'll find it on PEGTV internet sports. The free guys. 2 strikes to Dow. The windup, and that'll be low for a ball. I believe that will even the count out at 2-2. And a thriller from West Rutland today on Munger Vision. And is it playable? Ethier? No, toward the fence. So Dow staying alive with 2 strikes, doing a nice job of making contact to keep her at-bat alive. Like I said, Amanda Hart, who's usually the starting catcher for West Rutland, not available. She's been having some back problems, they said, in the dugout. They did not elaborate. So Dow set and Trombley into that windup. That's going to be down to Connell. She's got to make the quick throw, and she'll get it. See Ethier with the nice splits over there, but 2 down now, and Proctor 1 out away from rallying late in the ball game to get the win. Now Kayleen Eddings up, and if she can get on base, top of the order in Girardi. Oh, imagine if you were here live, then going home and watch it again. See my angle on the game. That's what you got to do. Go to the game live and go home and watch Channel 15. Fastball jamming her inside for a swing and a miss on a strike. Oh, 1 the count, and Proctor primed in that dugout for the win. That'll be a ball as it skids across the plate, and a good eye by Eddings. Now Eddings today has scored a couple runs. She's been whacked twice. Other than that, she's made contact all day with the ball, just not for a base hit. That's going to be to Connell for the ball game to throw to first, and they will win it. So Proctor will come from behind, and you can see the celebration. They will get the 12-11 extra inning win on Munger Vision. A great game by both teams, a great effort by both teams. Well officiated, well umpired ball game. Get out there, support your student athletes, and I always give Munger Vision a thumbs up.